I don't condone sleeping late, but I have to get this video out. So, you've read the title, okay? You understand. We're gonna be making physical forms of the light entities, the 3 main ones, or, 2, but then the theorized third one that Game Theory, just in general, suggested as an idea. So, yeah, I'm gonna get this out of the way. They're all humanoid, because, they can speak to the player, so I'm assuming they have humanoid attributes, also because of that theory of Guiding Light being the guy in the courtyard. So, if he's a bit humanoid looking, or she or they, whatever, doesn't matter, then I'm assuming the rest of them are. So, And also, by the way, this video is just completely for fun. Don't take my depiction seriously, and don't think that I am disproving any others' depictions, whatever. Also, you can probably tell this is unscripted, so cut me some slack. Anyways, yeah, let's get started with the designs. So first up is the most iconic, and honestly, the most helpful out of the 3 entities, Guiding Light, of course. So, Guiding Light, right? There is a lot that we can use for Guiding Light's design as a physical form. First of all, I'm going off with the courtyard idea that I mentioned earlier with, Guiding Light is actually the guy in the courtyard. Spooky, I know. So, I'm going off of that, giving him angel wings, giving him kind of like feathers and stuff around his head. And also, I'm keeping that moon thing. You can tell that I used like this halo thing, but instead I made it the crescent moon that he has. There's also a lot of details, like when we use the crucifix, where we are chaining the entity, and I kind of put that on him as 2 sets of chains. I also noticed that, and everyone noticed that, he has a huge connection with the moon. So I gave him 8 wings in total. Right now you only see 6, but, there's gonna be 8. Okay, trust. That, represent each of the 8 moon signs. I know, guys, I got detailed. And just like Mischievious Light, Guiding Light can't really interact with the player when it comes to, like, grabbing things. So I made it so that Guiding Light doesn't have any hands, and this will be the same for Mischievious Light that you'll see later on. Overall, I just made a lot of things based off of what you can see in his crucifix, and what you can see in his sigil, and what you can see as his theme overall. He's angelic, gave him chains, gave him his crucifix, also strapped him with these cracks on it. Like, we see the cracks in the kind of rift electricity thing that it produces, I don't know. But yeah. Also, stuck to the original color palette, light blues, grays, silvers, I guess, I don't know. And yeah, you can tell he has a lot of feathers and, fluffy details in general, because Guiding Light is generally, the nicest entity we know, and also the most helpful. So, yeah, he does give off that angelic vibe. I gave him like a crescent moon marking on his face, and yeah, ghost body, whatever. Stuff like that. Also, I gave him multiple eyes. I just felt like that was fitting, since Guiding Light is probably the most observant, just considering that he helps the most, and in general is... Well, yeah, okay, I don't know how to explain. I'm tired, okay? Made the chains white. Made the halo crescent thing white as well. Made the wings, darker than the rest of the body, but I still kept it overall, like, in the same color palette, just darker and stuff. And I made the crucifix on him not brown, but instead blue, just to match the theme. Didn't want anything to stick out entirely, besides, like, the glowing parts and stuff. Oh yeah, also, little thing I want to talk about. Most of the time, and, I also saw this for myself, when I searched up Guiding Light, right? A lot of the fan arts were Guiding Light in a more feminine depiction, which, honestly, kind of makes sense. Does give off that girly pop vibe, for real. Okay, please kill me. But, yeah, I just still made, Guiding Light male depicted, mainly because, I don't know, it felt better. I don't know why. Please. Okay. Anyways, I colored in all the electricity marks, stuff like that. Overall, colored this stuff. I also gave him this, sash. I don't even know how to call it. Robe. Fabric. Whatever. Going across. Just cause. Like, I like it. It feels fitting for his character. And overall, yeah, that's Guiding Light. Gave him a few sparkles. Changed up his line art. I made the line art for all of them slightly transparent. Stuff like that. So yeah, that's Guiding Light. Here's the finished image, and on to the next light. Second most popular light for sure, and you will know him if you've been to the rooms and or if you've been to the back door. So yeah, this guy exists. Shocking. So I really like Curious Light, probably my favorite out of the 3 lights, or 2, but you know, theorized 3 that the whole community just kind of accepted. Okay, I'm dead. But yeah, Guiding Light is helpful, nice, but Curious Light is sarcastic, sassy, and overall useless. But do I care? No. Personality, 10 out of 10. Love this guy. And, you know, there's not a lot that is there for Curious Light, so when it comes to designing him, yeah, I had to go off of mainly just the very, very little we see in game. One thing that Curious Light gives you is these vials of starlight, and they give you speed, and they regenerate your health. And because of that, I don't know why, lightning strikes, speed, guys, let's go. When I was drawing him, I realized I kind of made him look like an anime boy. Do I care? Yes, because it's a bit weird, but you know, I still did it, and honestly, I like drawing hair, so yeah. Another element that I gave him in his design was these like gold, I don't know, bands all around him. I decided that like one of these bands would be carrying his vials of starlight on them, 2 vials, and he'd also be carrying one of those, you know, giant vials on his back. Curious Light acts the most human out of the 3 of them. Guiding Light acts like an angel, and Mischievious Light acts like a sort of manipulator, not really a devil, I would say. So, yeah. But Curious Light is just there, has a personality, isn't too helpful, but, you know. So, I didn't give Curious Light any wings, but I did give him this, you know, solar, I don't know what it's called, solar ring on his back, just because it kind of fits him. Sun is a star, guys, and Curious Light's a star, so, you know, it's fitting, for real, just trust. I gave him his little star symbol on his chest, because, you know, there's not really much to do with Curious Light. When it came to making his design, I was just kind of throwing things together. I gave him more of those lightning strikes on his shoulders and stuff, also on the back, or like lower back. Of course, Curious Light can't interact with the player that much as well, so Curious Light also does not have hands. While he does have like more of an arm than Guiding Light, that wasn't really, you know, intentional, whatever. So yeah, Curious Light overall is really interesting to me, mainly because it's like, he's kind of, you know, just there. It's funny. And I remember listening to Matt Pat's theory on Curious Light, also voice crack, but yeah, Curious Light trying to escape and do havoc, I don't know, seems out of character. Also, Curious Light is definitely obedient on some end, because it's like in the back doors, it's like the whole she calls them Blitz or whatever, quoting the freaking game theory video. I love how game theory is just dictating the lore about these lights for us, but hey, better than nothing. Anyways, coloring, pretty much similar. I made yellows and oranges, and I made his glow on the stars, but also his lightning strikes and the solar ray on his back. I made these gold armbands later on, and I added some shine to them. I drew his vials of starlights, everything like that. Overall, his design, I don't know why it took so long, but it's probably the simplest out of the 3. So yeah, I gave him the same crack things. And you notice that between Guiding Light and Curious Light, I both gave them their respective items with cracks in it, mainly because those cracks kind of represent how they are connected to the player in some way. Also, really cool, Curious Light got his own rift. You just have to put a vial of starlight in the rift, and then his will show up. So yeah, good to know. Anyways, don't have much to say for him. His design was pretty hard to come up with, mainly because there's not much going for him at all. So, yeah, cut me some slack on this. And yes, I do realize that there are a bit of flaws in his design, but whatever, all of them have a bit of flaws. So yeah, that's Curious Light, on to the next light. So, I think no one ever theorized that there would be a third light, but, you know, until game theory came along. And I keep on mentioning game theory, but they're amazing, you know? So, yeah. The thing is that with Mischievious Light, or, you know, that's what they're calling them, Mischievious Light, she is kind of just, you know, she doesn't talk. So she doesn't really have a personality. And the reason I'm saying she is because, as game theory said, right, she's the one who calls them Blitz or whatever he quoted. So, I'm assuming that they're on the bit more feminine side. Anyways, yeah. So, when it comes to Mischievious Light, she's not really, how do I say it? She's not really rude, but she's also not, like, evil, because some of the modifiers do help you, but other ones don't. So, she is, you know, kind of a manipulator of the game, which means she's also the only light that can actively interact with the player, technically. So I gave her hands, but less of hands, more of claws, mainly because she has that little decepting look, and I just thought it would look cool. I also decided to change up her ghost body. Unlike the other two, who had like more round, flowier ends to their ghost bodies, she has sharper ends. And also I gave her hands that are disconnected from her body. I just thought it would look cool. I gave her a lot of these little swirl patterns because I thought it would look cool, and I still think it does. And I gave her that same angel wing thing, just like Guiding Light, because she isn't really evil, but she also isn't really nice. So yeah, she has the mix of horns and wings, which honestly I think fit really well for her. There's not a lot to say about her in general, besides the fact that she is literally just the modifiers. I hope that eventually we do get to see her actually speak if the game theory thing was right, because not gonna lie, she seems cool. I don't know. She probably would be like Curious Light, but more rude. Or maybe she'd just straight up be a villain. But she does help sometimes if you turn on weird modifiers. But I always turn on voice acting and annoy the shit out of my friends. So, you know, for me it's a win. For them, probably a loss, because I keep on mocking the voices. Eek, I just opened a door. Whatever, okay? Yeah, I should really stop talking, oh my god. Anyways, rant over, back to the topic. So, Mischievious Light was mainly theorized because of that painting. I don't remember what the painting was called, but, you know, it had Curious Light in the middle, Guiding Light on the top, and then a Mischievious Light symbol, or the red, on the left. Now, we don't really know if the modifiers is actually the symbol they're talking about, but I'm assuming, you know, that new game theorists got it right. I swear. So yeah, honestly, I really like the idea of her being in the game though. I think she'd be really cool. And overall, if there's a blue light and a yellow light, add this third primary color. Why not? So yeah, she really is just the manipulative part of the game. She really just lets the player choose. So yeah, I gave her these gemstones, mainly because I thought they would look cool. There's not a lot I can say about her design, mainly because there's not a lot to add, considering we don't see much of her in the game. So I just added a lot of cracks, a lot of swirly patterns, a lot of horns, a lot of angels for those duality shit, and claws. I also give her these little threads on her claws, kind of just showing the manipulation thing. So yeah, a pretty basic design overall. But I like it a little bit. So yeah, that's Mischievious Light. Anyways, as a repeat, here's the three entities again. Of course, the three lights: Guiding Light, Curious Light, and Mischievious Light. So yeah, those are their designs. Don't take anything I said seriously. It's 1 a.m. I'm tired. So yeah. Anyways, that's really it. I don't know, subscribe, hit them buttons, please, now, okay? Yeah, thank you. Drink water.